Bro, you can't just walk away after doing that.
You know, at first, I was considering making a guide on a killer or a survivor for this game, and although that may happen, I started to realize how embarrassingly bad people are at generators in this game. And in reality, they're simpler than you think, and definitely not RNG. Today, I'll show you a couple tips with generators that'll help you get them done 20 times faster to make sure you don't get jumped and secure that sweet XP and money. Now with generators, you are basically pressing buttons until you recognize a pattern that you can complete with the correct inputs. As you play the game enough, you'll learn more of these patterns, but here are the ones that I found that you can refer back to and use. The first pattern is the one that looks like a soccer goal. With this pattern, press the middle 2 green squares, then press the top corners, and then press the bottom middle 2 squares to complete it. Building off of that, if you encounter or mess with a generator and it becomes all red squares, all you have to do is press the top 2 corners to make a goal, and then do the same thing we just did. Middle greens, corners, and then bottom middles. A lot of the time you'll be spamming and actually get rid of all the squares, so this one's pretty useful. Another common one is where it's just one green in the corner of a generator. Here, you just need to press the red square diagonal to it, and then the corner on the same side as the original green dot. This works for every configuration of this puzzle. Next is when there's 2 up and 2 down. Click on the middle 2 red squares, and you're done. Likewise, if there's 2 corners, just click them both, and then it turns into the solve that I just mentioned. Another quick one is when there's just 2 middle squares. Just click the corners of the opposite green squares, and that's another one down. As I said, you'll probably learn more patterns as you play the game more, so just consciously pay attention to where you're clicking. And if you don't know how to solve a code in a certain amount of moves, you can just convert the grid into a pattern you do know, and then solve it from there. Or you can just be brain dead like my friends and put an auto-clicker on the max setting and just brute force it. But this doesn't really work, and it's practically an announcement to the killer saying exactly where you are. Lastly, this isn't really a tip on how to solve generators, but more so on how not to die while doing them. Obviously, when you're doing generators, keep a keen ear out. If you're trying to figure out a generator and the instrumental to Compass by Millie starts playing, you can almost guarantee that there's a John Doe coming after you who wants your blood on his harpoon. Try to have someone, preferably a random with VC or a friend who you're in call with, to supervise you as you do the generator. They can warn you if a killer is coming, or stun the killer if they're about to hit you. Likewise, if you're with another person who has VC, try to warn them if a killer is coming while they're doing a gen. A killer's worst nightmare is a team that can work together, and by warning them, you already put the killer at a huge disadvantage. And that's basically it for generators. I mean, it's one objective, what did you expect? But hopefully after watching this video, you've learned something and won't be one of those people who take half the match to do just one objective. If you enjoyed though, I'd appreciate any support on the video as it greatly helps me out. And if you have any other tips for generators or other objectives, leave them in the comments. But with that said, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.